Good day, y'all. Let's talk a bit about art. Abstract art is where the heart lies, and none other artist than I have personally come to know of expresses that pure emotive feeling of this interpretive form quite as well as Manabu Mabe. His story is one of two origins, and his vast body of work encapsulates well these halves of his soul. Let's delve into the story a bit and express this retrospective of this artist who is of those two worlds. His struggle was indeed great, and his success even greater. Let's talk about Manabu Mabe. Manabu Mabe was a Brazilian-Japanese artist known for his bold and colorful abstract paintings. Born in Kumamoto, Japan in 1924, he and his family immigrated to Brazil when he was 10 years old to work on coffee farms in Lins, located in the interior of Sao Paulo. His father had once been a prosperous ferry boat and hotel owner, but hard times had fallen on the family. Mabe recalls, "A Japanese father never explains business affairs to the family, but I knew something terrible had happened. My father was bankrupt and humiliated." After the uprooting to Brazil, Manabu, the eldest of 7 children, taught himself Portuguese and tended rice and vegetables while making sketches and copying calendars in his free time, beginning the path of honing his art. This proclivity towards the creation of art may have been self-guided at first, but in time his hand and path were assisted by others who recognized the value of his work. His development was fostered by guidance from other artists such as Tomoe Honda and Yoshia Takaoka. With this guidance and his own drive to create, he found success with protracted effort. A 1959 Time magazine issue notes that the artist was peddling hand-painted ties on the streets of Sao Paulo, selling the interesting canvases for his artwork for as little as 85 cents. Of this, the artist confesses, "It was embarrassing and illegal. I had no peddler's license, but they sold fast." This daily grind, however, is what funded his true obsession, painting magical and expressive abstractions. His paltry funding went back into the arts, acquiring oil and canvases, staying up late to work on his hobby in a manic fashion, and his experimentation would lead to success. This very experimentation laid the groundwork for the development of his unique style, which would come to define his later work and establish him as a leading figure in the Brazilian art world. That same fateful year found Mabe in the spotlight of artistic recognition, declaring him the toast of Brazil. A bevy of awards followed: recognition in Sao Paulo's Contemporary Art Salon, a role as Brazil's best painter at the Sao Paulo Biennial, Paris's first biennial, as well as the Prix Brown, all culminating at a sellout show in Rio de Janeiro. The artist, who prior had only ever sold one painting, suddenly was inundated with offers from dealers the world over. In the 1950s and 60s, Mabe's work became increasingly abstract, with a focus on bold, vibrant colors and thick, textured brushstrokes. His body of work is notable for its use of color and texture, which creates a sense of movement and energy within the composition. He was a true master of the medium, and his work continues to inspire artists today. Mabe's work often reflects his interest in the natural world, with swirling, organic shapes and colors that evoke the natural world. But despite these naturalistic elements, his work is always grounded in a sense of abstraction and experimentation. Through his innovative use of color and texture, Manabu Mabe established himself as one of the most important figures in the development of modern art in Brazil, and his work continues to be celebrated and studied by art enthusiasts everywhere. As Mabe continued to evolve his artistic style, he became increasingly recognized for his contributions to the art world. In the late 1970s, he was invited to participate in the Venice Biennale, one of the most prestigious art exhibitions in the world. Mabe's work at the Biennale was well received by critics and art enthusiasts, cementing his reputation as an important figure in the world of contemporary art. His inclusion in the Venice Biennale was a major achievement for him and the art world as a whole. His work was celebrated for its innovation and originality, and it helped to bring attention to the vibrant art scene in Brazil. Throughout his career, Mabe continued to push the boundaries of what was possible with paint and canvas. His work evolved over time, but it always retained a sense of energy and movement that was uniquely his own. Mabe was a true original. His work is bold, energetic, and always surprising. He was a master of his medium, and his legacy continues to influence artists today. Manabu Mabe's contributions to the world of art cannot be overstated. His work continues to inspire and captivate audiences around the world, and his legacy as one of Brazil's most important artists is secure. His body of work is so prolific that one can still readily purchase original paintings to this day. Mabe was a great and passionate man, and is definitely deserving of our awe.